Today my brain was working. I had so much fun with this build. I felt like I needed to build in a different world today. I always build in the same Newcrest, Brindleton Bay, San Sequoia, like they're like my comfort zones, but I never build in like Oasis Springs because it's very like mid-century and like Spanish style kind of homes, and that is definitely not my forte. Even though I did make this a modern build, I still went for a mid-century kind of vibe. So let's get into it. So here we are in Oasis Springs. I went for like this kind of like U-shaped kind of house fires going on. I took a lot of my inspiration from the house that was actually next door, you know, with the chimney on the front, and then the roofing kind of being, I ended up changing it around, but because I'm not really familiar with like different styled houses, I'm not gonna lie. All I know is a bit of modern and a little bit of traditional. That's as far as it goes. So I didn't actually, usually I'll go on like Pinterest and get some inspiration, but for this build I didn't do that. I kind of was just taking a look at the house next to me for a bit of inspiration off there. But yeah, so this is basically what the shape of the build from the outside is going to look like. I know that I wanted like a long path leading up to the front door, so I kind of set the front door more in the back of the house and had like a big kind of front garden kind of vibes going on. I was getting kind of confused with what kind of wallpaper I wanted, because obviously I wanted it to look mid-century, but like these wallpapers were very much modern. So I thought to myself, okay, let me keep the outside mid and then we can do the interior modern. So here I'm just like playing around with the roofing. I wanted it to kind of like, I wanted the back was very block, very bland, one level, and I wanted there to be like a few bump outs in the back. So this obviously caused me to change the roofing a little bit, which in the end I really liked how it turned out. Obviously this wallpaper definitely doesn't stay, but the brick on the chimney I kept. I just changed the colour. In the end I ended up just going for the same paneling, the wood paneling that's next door, because I couldn't think of what else. I do like this brick. I think this is from Life or Death. It is a really, really nice brick. But again, I was thinking, is brick mid-century? Again, I don't know. And I didn't want to go on Pinterest and get any ideas from there. I wanted to try and keep it as Sims-like on the exterior as possible. So yeah, I ended up just going for the one tone wood on the back, and then I thought, because it's like a yellowy tone, I wanted to bring like some green into it, so I picked the green stone and made the trim of the top of the chimney also green. Then instead of using windows, I used glass walls, which absolutely loved how this ended up turning out. I used a nice big sliding door because, again, like I said, it's like a cross between mid-century and modern. So I used the sliding doors from the Eco Lifestyle pack, which I think give it a proper really, really, really nice touch. Yeah, I wanted like a big back sliding door, but then I thought to myself, it's probably best that I just do it like a little tucked inside door for like the kitchen. So now I'm just figuring out the floor plan, and sorry, I'm like literally throwing the camera everywhere because I didn't really cut much out of this because I wanted this one to be like more raw and authentic of like what I actually do on an entire build. Well, my brain was working for this build, so it turned out really, really good. It was kind of just flowing all together. Sometimes I get like proper like brain blocked where I can't think what to do for the interior, how to do the floor plan, what furniture to use, but my head was actually working for this. So I really, really like how this one came out, and I just put a few little placement furniture pieces down just so I could get an idea of where I wanted things to be. This is what I do for most of my builds, because sometimes, I don't know if it happens to any of you guys, but like sometimes when I'm building, in my head I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna put that there, that there, that there, and then once I've done the floor plan, I'm like, I can't remember what room that was gonna be. Was the bathroom there? Was the bathroom over there? So I tend to kind of just put furniture down as like placement furniture so I don't forget where I'm putting certain things. And then see where the dining table is. The positioning of the dining table was throwing me off because, yeah, again, OCD. I wanted the dining table to be perfectly in the middle of the arch. It's a little bit off center, and it's also not in the center of the windows or the glass walls, because obviously I've got like a little island there. But nevertheless, not everything's perfect in a house, is it? So again, wow, I am literally throwing this camera around, boy, jeez. So sorry if that's giving anyone a headache or making anyone feel dizzy. I make them two little closets, and here I'm just doing the back. I knew I wanted a swimming pool in this, again, to modern, and I use like a mixture of half walls and like fencing. This fencing that's also next door, I think it's base game fencing if I'm not wrong. This one, so obviously I had to make the walls a little bit taller so it could kind of like match. And again, I've never actually done this before, and again, I really like how it all came together. It looks really, really, really nice. Again, it brings in that mid-century and that modern mix all together. And then I use like a mixture, because obviously it's quite light, the building, so I used a lot of like darks, like black tones inside. I used the doors that are black. This stone floor as well from the base game, I absolutely love it. I used that on the back and also as the path. And then I used the tiny walls, like fence from Get to Work. I made like a little gazebo kind of thing, and I put some plants and stuff on there. I just pulled it back one because it was a bit too long. And I decided to go with like a light wood because, like I said in my last video, I don't know what it is, but I really struggle to finish when the floor is dark wood. Don't know why. I was having a little mess around with the beds because I did want to make the majority of this base game, but it ends up being like 3 pages worth long of packs. And at first I went with like dark furniture because I wanted it to be kind of like a moody bedroom, but then we're limited for like curtain options. So I thought, you know what, let me do it light, especially because they have the pool view. Like, why would you not make this room nice and light? I decided that I want the aesthetic of the house to be quite clean, so I don't like over clutter or put too many things in. It's kind of, it was giving me vibes of like a holiday home, even though I ended up putting like a pet bed in and a pet bowl and some dog toys in the back. It was given the vibes of like a holiday home, and obviously holiday home houses aren't cluttered because they're not technically lived in, they're just there periodically. So yeah, I just did like minimal furniture in these and some nice big mirrors. Again, using like the cactus as well, because this World Oasis Springs used a lot of like, did I just say cactus? I meant palm trees. Cactuses and palm trees, and it's very much, it gives off that like kind of like vacation kind of art. So I used a lot of for rent, I used a for rent bed, and I also used a for rent dresser to kind of give it that feels, and then the big wardrobes that you can go inside of, you know. And then I alt placed these, so you place them on the table first and you move the table out the way, hold alt and just move them so they fit exactly where you want them. Did that with both of the tables, put some sun cream, this little giraffe statue as well, I absolutely love it, it's so cute. Some flowers, yeah, I think it looks really nice. And then I just put 2 pictures on each side of the walls, sized them down using the square bracket key, the left square bracket key, and to size up use the right square bracket key. And then I initially did want like a chair in here, like I didn't know whether to face it, you know, out to the pool, facing the mirror, and then I just thought, you know what, it's just not fitting the vibes. Never used these light switches as well, so I thought I'd put some of them in. And then I think that fish light is from For Rent as well, that just fitted the vibe perfectly. And I did want, I had bath and shower tub combo in here, but it just wouldn't fit with the bathroom being so small. I've never used this sink, by the way. Never used this sink. I think that was from For Rent also, and it looks like it has like its own built-in soap dispenser. So rather than like cluttering up the sink, I just kind of imagined that all the stuff like your toothbrushes and the toothpaste and the soap and all that is in the little cabinet in the sink, which I thought was cute. And then I just put the little like the conditioners and the shampoos and stuff on top of the bath, on top of the toilet, which I thought was a cute little touch. The little plants in the little glass jar, I love that. And then I'm just doing the family bathroom. So that bathroom I've just done was an ensuite bathroom for that main primary bedroom. And now I used SimmerDeee and I think everything of SimmerDeee except, oh, did I even use it? No, I didn't use the SimmerDeee shower because it was just too much matchy, but I was having troubles with like trying to figure out what the layout of this bathroom was going to be, because it was quite a biggish bathroom, but because it was just square and there was kind of like no funky shapes to it, it was like, everything was just too symmetrical. So I thought, rather than using an actual shower, if I just use like the pipes of a shower and like section it off with a divider, then I can split the bathroom up a little bit better. So I ended up doing like the toilet on the sink on one wall and then the bath and the shower on another wall with the divider inside it. You'll see me just getting to this point now where I'm just putting the shower in and adding the divider from the sleek bathroom kit. That shower is from Lovestruck, I think, and I was attempting to go with like a little asymmetrical thing, but it didn't end up working. Then I also used a little shelf thing from the sleek bathroom kit as well, and that hanging bathroom plant, I absolutely love it. And then my favourite rug from Snowy Escape, I thought, let me do like a little curved kind of thing, so you come out the shower, you can dry your feet, and then also the bath. I thought that was like a cute little touch to the bathroom. I mean, I've never done it before, and I also love the little plunger that came with the is it the bathroom clutter kit? It's so big though, like why is it that big? I always size it down and just put a few more little clutter items on the shelves and stuff like that, a mirror, and then that's basically the bathroom done. I think I put a picture either above the toilet and like another hanging plant where the bath is, and that is all. I think after that I just kind of just left it the way it was. Yeah, again, like I said, I wanted it to be quite a clean aesthetic, so I didn't go like too far with the cluttering and stuff like that. I wanted to kind of keep it as basic as possible. So now I'm just moving on to the hallway. I thought putting a closet in, so like there's more, it takes up a little bit more space, and then I kind of just put like a plant and an ottoman as you walk in, keeps it quite clean, sit down, take your shoes off kind of vibes. I went with a cactus as well to bring that like desert holiday home kind of vibe going in, and a mirror. And then I put the burglar's alarm, a trusted burglar's alarm of course, and then here I put like a console table and a mirror where the living room is, and I didn't realise that I completely forgot that there was a room there. So I don't know if anyone noticed, but I end up going back to it and realising, oh my god, I've completely forgot to even do the living room. So I went back and did that later, but now I'm just doing the second bedroom, and I decided to make this like a teen's bedroom using the high school years stuff. Absolutely love all the furniture that came with the high school years. Like, it's gorgeous. Like, I had a bed similar to this when I was a kid as well. So that's one of my favorite bedspreads as well of that. And then I thought, you know, put a desk in, you can do some homework or, you know, do your school projects, whatever. I put a laptop on there, also popped a bookshelf in here as well, which you'll see me do in a minute. Kept the colours quite cool again. I did yellow and pink to kind of just match the bedspread. Violin so they can be arty and do some music. Centered the table a bit better. I absolutely love that desk from high school years. Like, I always imagine like you can roll the little end table underneath the desk. Like, it's just like a cute little touch that they did with that, and I really love it. Just again cluttering up the bedside tables and the desk, just making it look a little bit more lived in for a teen room, because, you know, as a teen you just throw everything everywhere. Putting some makeup on. I used a little plushie from the Lovestruck DLC, the extra downloadable content. Changed that mirror because I felt like it was just a little bit too squishy by the door. Put some of the like dangling little diamantes at the door, and then I kind of just put some lights up, like a little picture board thing that you'd hang above your bed, and made it like a little bit music themed. Put this like holiday sticker on there, microphone. Fits perfectly if your sim is like into music, and I did add a little violin, so like it kind of makes sense. And just warmed up the walls a little bit with the like a lighter tone. I didn't want it to be too yellow. Oh yeah, I think I deleted the little bookshelf and kept that one. And then I wanted to use this little thing, and I thought they'd be like a mirror that would fit perfectly inside, but I was looking and there was just no mirrors that fitted it, so I ended up getting rid of that. And I just put these little butterfly decals on, which I absolutely love because it's like a light as well. Used a lamp from high school years, the hanging light, added some little lights to the wall, just like pushed a little console table into the wall and just put like a few little bits and bobs on there. Also, this little thing that comes in different swatches, I love the little love hearts with all the pictures on. That's cute. It's very teen like, but I kept it simple. And moving on to, I decided to make this like a toddler's room. I absolutely love these curtains. I never ever used that swatch as well, and decided to use it because it's so cute with the little animals and the clouds and whatnot. And this rug also has like a cloud swatch on it, which I absolutely love because like that's one of my favorite colors. And mate, I'd have that in my room, not gonna lie, I absolutely love that. So this is just literally a basic toddler's room. You got your cot and your pamper changing thing and teddy bear, a few toys, the little hanging thing to help them sleep, a bookshelf. I added a little chair, and then just put some bits and bobs on the wall, like the cloud decals. And what else did I use? The cloud light. I always use the cloud light when I'm doing toddler room. It's like my go-to light for like a kid's room, because just imagine it to be like, you know, like the fluff that you have inside pillows. I can imagine it to be like that kind of consistency. So for like me, if I was a toddler and I had that in my room, I'd be absolutely made up. I love this little ram seat as well, but I didn't end up using it. I ended up just going for like the bare chair and deleted that, and then lightened up the walls with a bit of blue. Moving on to like the little hallway, I decided to use that little chalkboard from Parenthood. Onto the kitchen again. I wanted the counters to kind of match the floor, so I went for this, but I wanted it to also have that dark feel because obviously the back door is black, and so I decided to just make like the countertops black. I used the fridge from, is it the kitchen clutter kit, I think? I absolutely love this fridge. I love the way it's got like all stickers and stuff on it, makes it proper realistic, but I decided to use the plain one. Then I used the wallpaper from Parenthood. I don't actually use this often because again, it's quite like outdated, and I use like, I'm usually like a modern builder, but it fitted perfectly with this being like half mid-century and half modern. And then I kind of just matched the wallpaper colour with the colours that were in the tiles, and I actually love how it turned out, to be honest. I think it looked really nice. I changed the seating to black. I know I did use this exact same seating in my previous build, but hey, it's my favourite chair, my favourite table, what can I say. And then this is where I decided to put pets into this build. I just thought fill the space a little bit better. I just put the stuff on the counters, move the counter out the way, and then hold alt and place it basically where I want. Absolutely love these things from the kitchen clutter kit. You change the colours of them, and they're like, you can imagine to be like Rice Krispies, cornflakes. They like come in all different colours. Also, I love putting the pans from, I think there's some in base game, but the pans from Outdoor Retreat on top of the kitchen stove. Like, you know, just like pans that were never put away, but because it kind of gives off a holiday home vibe, it really makes sense for it to be like already out. So like, I don't know, it just gives it more of a realistic touch, I think. I'm still cluttering this little area, forgetting that there's a whole living room behind that door. I don't know how I missed that. So moving on to the outside, they allowed us to start putting things on the roofs, but now they've like limited the spaces where you can put them. So I had a bit of trouble trying to put the grass on the top where I wanted it. So kind of just left it where the game allowed me to. And then I made some planter boxes using the platform tool, raised them up 2 times, and used the grass terrain to kind of make it look like it was like sitting on some grass. And then again, I'm just looking at that little patch over there in the back to see what plants are being used, and then kind of just copying that to keep the vibe. Added some palm trees, some stones, and in this world the stones are like a reddish colour, so I changed this. And then this is when I realised, as I turned the camera, I was like, oh my god, the living room, I completely forgot about the living room. So I do a little bit of shifting around, add a door, and then I come back inside, start doing the living room. I wanted to make the living room quite like cozy and warm, so I chose the black sofa from Eco Lifestyle, and then I used the other black sofa from the Bucknut kit because it kind of has that same like wooden back on it. And then I used the little chair from the Bucknut kit also. So it's 3 different packs in the sofa situation, but I love it. And then I matched the wallpaper colour with the tiling inside the fireplace, which I also thought was gorgeous because that is a lovely, lovely colour. And then I just kind of filled this space with like a bookshelf to make it a little bit cozy, and just a plant. Again, kept it simple, didn't want to do too much. Used black curtains, but it has like a silver base, which balances the colour out, being light and bright. And then I just filled this with, like, you know, imagine the kids made that little planter box in school, and then some books and magazines, chest little thing, this ornament from, I think that's from high school years, I think. And that's all basically. I didn't put too much, again, like I say, I didn't want to clutter it too tough. Went for like a wood coffee table to match like the wood planks that are under the fireplace. I didn't want to go too dark. And then I literally just used these paintings from Cats and Dogs. There's like 4 different colours with the same, 4 different swatches with the same colours in. I'm just kind of figuring out what plants and stuff I want to do in the back. Again, I'm looking for them ones in the back, but I couldn't find them, and I really couldn't be bothered to put debug on because you end up in debug for ages, and then I'll end up flickering through all the build, adding more stuff, and I wanted to keep this as simple as possible. And then I'm just doing the terrain paint, like I always say in my build. Terrain paint is what like makes the house, because it makes it look so realistic. Adding a few plants onto the little planter boxes that I made, and the cactus. Just went for like a little round wooden table, again keeping it warm outside. Used dark brown, and then thought I'd put a few little whatchamacallits out a few little deck chairs, and then just putting the pool lights in, and I put a little barbecue out there, put a few little plant things on the wall. Kept it simple because when you download it, you can literally do whatever you want to the build, which if it's like too cluttered, then it's just harder. Put the little dog box out, a little toy and stuff like that. I use like these from Eco Lifestyle, which I love. These are like a good piece of wall filler, if that makes sense, and perfect for the outside. And yeah, that being said, we're done. So this is the entrance, and you can see the kitchen from here. Going right, we go into the bedroom first. This is the primary bedroom where you got the view of the pool. Really, really nice. I think it's gorgeous. I also did update the ceilings to like a light wood also. I completely forgot to do that because I was just so focused on the build that I forgot about the ceilings. I actually really, really love how this bedroom turned out. It's just so clean and nice. Going into the ensuite of this bathroom, kept it simple again. Shower, sink, toilet, pretty much all you need. And then going back out, I think we go into the living room next. Yeah, we do. The living room that I almost forgot about. So again, I like it. It's really warm. I like the big open window. Kept it really simple. I also did put a light on the ceiling as well because I kept the little saucer light. I always forget to change the light, so I did go back and put all the lights in. This is the bathroom that is shared for everybody, and I absolutely love what I did with the little snowy escape rug. Love how clean it is. Gorgeous, lovely. I'd love to take a bath in this bathroom. Like, it's just giving ocean vibes. Absolutely love it. And then going into the kitchen and dining room, love how it looks. Like, it's so clean and nice. Like, I love the tile at the back of that, and the little pancake and bacon painting, love it. And then this little toddler's room, cute. Absolutely love how it looks. Like, it's just so cute and clean. I like how clean and aesthetically pleasing this build is. Like, I don't know, like, I want to go to this house and sleep over. I'm just going to show you the back, which you've literally just seen me finish, and then that is pretty much the end of the build. So I did forget to put a mailbox in the build when I uploaded it to the gallery, and I went to check just before I uploaded this video, and a few people had already downloaded it, like 16 or 17 people had already downloaded the build from the gallery, so I'm not gonna change it or re-upload it. And that is the end of the build. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, let me know in the comments what you want to see in the next video. down below. You can also download this house off the gallery using my EA ID, which is SimmerDeee with 3 E's at the end. And thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.